River City Junction! River City next stop!
You're crazy with me. Credit is no good for a notion salesman.
Why not? What's the matter with credit?
What?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, does your firm give credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
River City! River City next stop!
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hook.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the finished.
Cash for the drugs and the pickets and the virgins.
What? You can talk, you can talk, you can talk. You can talk, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bigger, bigger, bicker, you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, 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 bigger, bigger, bicker, you can talk. All you wanted, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Ever meet a fella by the name of Hill?
Hill?
Hill.
No!
Now just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's this fella's line?
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
For a doggone thing, he's just a angry gentleman. Oh, Victor. Never nothing Victor. Every time I pulls that sale, Hill.
Oh, what's his line?
And he doesn't know the territory.
Look, we can talk.
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town. With the big trombones and the ramjet drums and the big brass bass. And the piccolo in uniforms too, with a shiny gold parade on the coat and a big red stripe running.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there a juice harp.
No, the fellow sells bands. Boys bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he dabbers and he flexes and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly boys, what else? Piper pays Hill. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly boys, what else? The piper pays Hill. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City! Just crossed state lines, Iowa. River City! Population 2,212. Smoking illegal in this state.
Now, if you're all, I'll tell you about Professor Harold Hill.
You've really met Harold Hill?
I've never seen him in my life, but I can tell you this much. He's giving every one of us a black eye. After he's worked the town over, the next salesman to arrive gets automatically tarred and feathered and rolled out to the city limits on a rail.
Why should anyone get rolled out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band uniforms and instruction books and instruments, he has to guarantee to teach the kids to play and to form them kids into a band with himself as a leader.
Man, I'd sure like to be around when you get to that fella.
Well, I won't be here in Iowa. Even the great Professor Harold Hill wouldn't try to sell these neck-bowed hawk guys out here.
What?
Fellas, you intrigue me.
I think I'll give Iowa a try.
Hey, I don't believe I caught your name.
Yeah, I don't believe I dropped it. Have a nice day, fellas. around your drawers all day.
If there was a Madison Hospital and nobody comes to see me, Cousin Will never come, Aunt Bertha never come.
Your Aunt Bertha is dead.
She would have come anyway.
We could be cold as a falling thermometers in December if you ask about our weather in July. And we're so black and stubborn we can stand touching noses for a week at a time and never see eye to eye. But we'll give you our shirt and a bag to go with it if your rock should happen to
You're welcome. Glad to have you with us.
We may not ever mention it again.
You really ought to give Iowa, Hawkeye, Iowa, Dubuque, Des Moines, Davenport, Marshalltown, Mississippi, Cleveland, Ames, Clear Lake. Ought to give Iowa a try.
Ah, Mr. Squires. Yes, I was interested in a rig for Sunday, if you would accommodate me.
And I'd expect you ought to see the man in charge of hiring the rig, who's late as usual.
Hey, Gregory?
Marcellus?
You old son of a gun, what? But Greg,
Professor Hill's the name. Harold Hill.
well, Greg, what are you doing here? And why don't you let me know you was coming, huh?
I didn't know I was coming myself. Besides, how did I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? You was a pretty big sickin' when you was in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you worked. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl here. I will compliment her, the boss's need.
Unlegitimate, huh? I knew you'd come up to no good.
So what's the new pitch, huh, Greg? No. Don't tell me you're back in the band business again, are you? Last I heard you was into them steam automobiles.
I was.
Oh, what happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No!
Come, give me the lowdown here, Mars.
Well, you're never going anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. Besides, we got a stuck-up music teacher here who'll expose you before you get that grip unpacked.
Man or female?
The music teacher? She's the librarian, a female.
Yes, just what I wanted to hear. She passes by. Point her out to me, will you?
I will, but how you gonna start that pitch, Greg?
Same old way. I gotta keep that music teacher off balance. Then my next step, to get River City and all the serious trouble that it's in.
But the thing is, Greg, River City isn't in any trouble.
Then I'll have to create something in desperate need for a boys band. You remember? Now, what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Oh, except the billiards parlor just put up a new pool table.
They've never had a pool table before?
Nope, only billiards.
That'll do, Mars. That'll do. Excuse me, young lady. Either you are closing your eye to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by a presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got to, my friends. Right here, St. Paul, right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a Billy Place, my process, always waiting for to see it. I'm sure the hours I spend with the cue in my hand are gold. Have you kind of made a 40 cents and a cool head and a keen eye? Now, friends, let me tell you what I do. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 constant representative talks about the difference between a gentleman and a bum. Where the gap will be that price, but be that same for not all of you folks are the right parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind conversation around while they're looking around the hall? They're trying out people, trying out Cubans, trying out tailor-made like cigarette beans, and bragging about having the power to rock with sunset one fine night. To lead the full hall and for the dance of the army, liberty men and scarlet women and ragtime shamans. The night we're singing your daughter, she's up to the jungle and I'm gonna sing mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With the capital T that rhymes with bean that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Gotta find a way to keep the young ones mall after school.
Our children's gonna have trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed the warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The moment your son leaves the house, does he buckle his knickerbockers below the knee?
Trouble.
Are certain words creeping to his conversations? Words like swell,
Trouble.
and so's your old man.
Trouble.
And so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With the capital T that rhymes with P that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
With the T.
With the capital T.
Gotta run with B.
That runs with me.
And that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
Miss, did you drop your... No. Wait, haven't I known you in... No. I'll leave you in town for a short while. Good.
Hello, Mama.
Hello, dear.
Keep on Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh, who?
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. All right, Amaryllis, now your exercises. So, do, la, re, ti, mi, a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved as nice and tight as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind my saying so, wouldn't it hurt to find out what the gentleman wanted?
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comments about the low mentality of a River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as a man of public is entitled to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman has a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all those other highfalutin grins.
Now, Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
I haven't changed the subject, I was talking about the stranger.
What stranger?
Suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Now, Mama, do you think I'd allow a common bachelor? Now, really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
Oh, I know all about your standard if you don't mind my saying so. There's not a man alive who can hold to measure up to the blend of all when you take I don't know what you can content for yourself, but your Irish imagination where the stubbornness and your upward little foot.
please. Yes, dear.
Is there any way to walk into the house?
Hello.
That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss for my boy. That lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you come? I would especially like it very much if you would come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to our party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
We all know about his list, Amaryllis. Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it.
No, thank you, Amaryllis.
Amaryllis? Amaryllis? Why does he get so mad at people? Just because he lisps? It's not just because he lisps, Amaryllis. That's just part of it. What's the other part? Never mind, dear. It's just that he doesn't talk very much. Not even to you or your mother? No, dear. We all have to be a little patient. I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do to him every night. I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to do it the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight. There, darling, you have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else. Never! I'll end up an old maid like you! For the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can put the right name when the right someone comes along. All right. It's better than nothing. Yes, dear, it is. Now, play your crosshand piece. Now I may play my crosshand piece.
my wife, Eulalie McKechnie-Shin, for leading the singing. As mayor of River City, I welcome you River Cityans to the 4th of July exercises, set up in the indoors here in Madison Gymnasium on account of the weather. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. Oh, the members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I presume. Instead, the Watanye girls of the local wigwam of Heathawana will present a spectacle, My Wife, in which my wife, Eulalie McKechnie-Shin, will take a leading part.
In the Indian tongue. Een! Teen! Toddler! Feather! Bit! I've been shot! Joy to shot me!
Who set off that firecracker?
I know who did it. Tommy Gillis did
No.
it. Tommy Gillis did it.
Yes, it was Tommy Gillis!
Tommy Gillis? I wouldn't go there if I was you.
Mrs. Shin will recover. The Payne's fireworks spectacle, last days of Pompeii, will take place, providing the rain stops by 9:30.
But how could it be raining? The Gazette predicted fair.
Sure did, you were. That's why we all prepared for a storm. The Gazette is accurate most of the time, and you know it, JC.
Actually, you wouldn't last very long in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
Will you members of the school board stop bickering in public?
All in the world that I said was...
Never mind.
We heard...
There was a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now wait just a minute.
Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Yeah. Will you allow me to get on with the exercises?
We don't want to exercise till we get the pool table out of settled. Yeah!
Let us protect our children.
Yeah!
Resist sin and corruption.
Yeah!
Smite that devil and keep our young boys pure.
Yeah!
May I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with my friend and this very hand. Keep clear me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the Rip City Boys. Oh, meet my friends, the today pool table, hope can be with the gold trumpo. Rah, 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 around my friends with a handful of trumpeting due to the famous big walls of Jericho. Oh, the big fellow walls came tumbling down. Oh, band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, me a boys band. You hear me? I mean, representing together for boys band, and I'm eaching needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand, and representing together for boys band. Sure as looks like green apples, that man's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And hear the glitter of crashing cymbals. Hear the thunder of rolling drums. The shimmer of trumpets. Tantara! If you feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed. Wayne Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76
great. It's 110 cornets close at. Then followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos of every famous band. 76 trombones at the morning sun. 110 cornets right behind. No more than 1,000 regulars screaming like the breeze there before of every shape and kind. There will come the bottom symphonies, horse platoons, thundering all along the street. Double bell euphoniums and big bassoons. Each bassoon having his big battle say there. 50 mounted cannon in the battery. Thundering louder than clarinets of every size. Trumpeters and improvise a whole lot bit higher than the score. I knows what you's doing, my little Gracie Senior. Now you stay away from my oldest girl, or you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. Hill, we'll talk about this band thing over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. Men, I want his credentials. Constable, I'll be responsible for this boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough and he probably got his gang waiting outside.
Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gang. You there, young lady. Yes, what is your name?
Zanita. I didn't have any idea you were beckoning me.
Zanita, do you know Tommy Gillis over here?
Well,
Tommy, this is Zanita. Escort this young lady home. By the way, of the candy store.
Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow, but you did make a couple of mistakes back there.
Oh?
Well, you see, the mayor happens to own that billiards parlor and that fabulous new pool table.
And, what was my other stick there?
Oh, that was Zanita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Sort of something.
Now, wait a minute, Professor Hill. We need your credentials. We're at the school board.
Academic certificates.
Nothing of the kind.
We need letters and papers.
Make you put up a bond.
What am I hearing?
You just heard us.
More like, do this. Ice cream.
Ice cream. I don't sing, young man.
Alright.
That's what...
Talk then. Down here.
Ice cream.
Slowly.
Ice cream.
See? Singing is only sustained talking. Now you're right here.
Ice cream.
Now you... Now you, sir!
Ice cream.
Now, you'll never see one of these men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Gentlemen.
Ice cream.
Ready? How can there be
Any sin insincere? Aren't we sincerely
In love.
Oh, we're in love.
You have to no longer. Look, I have some wonderful caramels at the hotel. If you just...
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they think they give you a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class, about 5.
Even if that should happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not easily mesmerized or hooked-winged as some of the people in this town. And I think it's only fair to warn you, I have a shelf full of reference books in which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Oh, Professor Hill, we're all agog, simply agog. On KB.
Everyone's so excited about the band. I'm Ethel Toffelmeyer.
And this is Mrs. Squires and Mrs. Hicks. And of course, you met Eulalie McKechnie-Shin, our mayor's wife. Oh, isn't it just so exciting? Eulalie. I couldn't say. Oh, I could not say at this time, oh no. I could not say. My husband will wish to investigate you, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh yes, I'm reticent.
Of course, Miss Shin. But you see, my music plans include a ladies' auxiliary of dance. And Miss Shin, do that again. Your foot, the way you raised it just now.
Well, I have a little bit of a fudge in there at the
What
father's.
grace! What natural flow of rhythm, what expression of line and movement.
Mr. Hill.
You must accept the ladies' auxiliary of dance chairsmanship. Mustn't she, ladies?
Oh yes, please, you must, Eulalie.
Every move you make, Miss Shin, it speaks. Del Sarte. Will you say yes, Miss Shin?
Well, Eulalie McKechnie-Shin. Well, dancing that is.
Then you accept?
Yes, indeed, and I would like to say.
Thank you. Now, I believe the young lady who plays the piano, Marion Peru, I believe. After all, she is the librarian. Pickle, tuggle, choo choo choo.
lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, cheep, cheep. Take a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, cheep, cheep. Take a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 cheep.
Professor, her kind woman doesn't belong on any. Of course, I should study this, but she advocates dirty books.
Chaucer! Bullshit!
It's worse than why, of course, I should study this, but I'll tell.
But they live on my street, let me tell. Stop! All tell! She made brazen overtures to a man who has never had a friend in this town until she came along. Old Miser Madison.
Wait a minute. Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium, Madison Picnic Park, Madison Hospital. That? Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who'd he think he was anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. Gave the town library too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her.
She was seen coming and going from his place. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That one made great overtures. You had guaranteed. She had a golden glitter eye and a silver voice with a counterfeit ring. Just melt her down and you'll reveal a lump of lead as cold as steel. Here, where a woman's heart should be.
He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer. Traveling. Balzac. I am just talking about right at you.
Come with me. Good night, ladies.
Good night, ladies.
Do you realize that you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I'm not sure I'm a statue entirely, Professor.
Well, you see, if your son has that same firm chin, those splendid cheekbones, by George! Not that you can ever really be great, though. You understand.
Oh, is that so? And his name is St. Bridger, why not?
Well, you see, all the really good cornet players were Irish. Clean, Mendez, Clare.
Oh, but Professor, we are Irish.
No, really, that clinches it! Sign here, Miss Brew, your son was born to play the cornet. Fine, that will be $7 earnest money. Nothing more due until the first installment payable at opening of band practice. Thank you. Now, I believe, yep, that is it. I also need the boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Oh, there's son. Would it have a stripe? Certainly, my boy. A big red stripe right down the middle of each side. How do you like that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day even to us. And if you could get him to play in the band, that would be a miracle. Where are you from, Professor?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory is my alma mater.
Was she now? Harry Conservatory, gold medal class of opera. Hello, Miss Peru.
Mr. Hill?
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
Do you burst into everyone's home like this?
Marion.
We're not interested.
No. Why don't you let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
You'll have to excuse Marion, Professor. She's...
Oh, Miss Peru, I'm sure that at heart she's as lovely as you. Good day.
Good day to you too, Professor. Marion Peru.
Has he gone?
Hopefully not forever, dear. It's about time you start thinking about your future. Gary, Indiana, conservatory class of Alt 5. Now, darling.
Now, Mama, the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, dear, all right. Just a known principle, if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Oh, Mama. Winthrop, where are you? Please go to the library and ask the books I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal. It's a large book that's brown.
Do I have to?
You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down.
Now, what are you up to? Why do you need books at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling that the Indiana State Journal might help me poke some large claims in this professor.